Hey, Shalom. Want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakar Kwadash. Want to say Shabbat Shalom. Want to give double honor to our apostles, who are elders who rule well. Blessed salutations to your brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. I want to do this lesson real quick on, it's a response video to what the brother Micah Allah did. And the name of the lesson, I just want to get the exact, it's communicate, get that blank off your chest, just for YouTube purposes. I don't know how, niggas be quick to, strike something, so I got a particular chapter I wanted to read, and the situation of it, because the brother was on point. That's something that we've experienced, there's something that exists, and it's nothing but Satan that's in the midst of that, man. I did want to add another thing. Sometimes you can if you're a little stronger as a brother, if you got an art with a brother, sometimes it's good to not say something and figure it out. Because sometimes if you let your emotions get the best of you, then or your flesh get the best of you, then it will go down a slippery slope. But sometimes Satan will just be fucking with you and to make you want to say something to a brother just to start some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures say an angry man will kindle strife with those that be at peace with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Satan to make you think something that's not true or doesn't exist, and he'll make you address it, and it's based off of emotions, and also if you do it, what I'm saying, when you say things, you gotta be prepared to be wrong also, because that's you don't know if it's the spirit of the flesh sometimes, when you get so deep into that mindset. So you gotta say what you gotta say. And when you're wrong, you have to prepare. And this is speaking from experience within myself and experience from the brothers, you know what I'm saying? If you say, hey, man, you kind of, or you just come at a brother, look, man, you offended me with this. And the brother be like, man, I just, and through the dialogue, you understand that, if I came at a brother saying you bugging, you know what I'm saying? And his rebuttal would be like, nah, man, I did this because of this, and I see that I'm in the wrong. Then, you know what I'm saying, then I have to, repent or ask for forgiveness for that brother, or however it works out, whatever the stipulations were, but getting that situation resolved in the best manner and the best light you possibly can, so, not only get it off your chest, but there's ways before and after on what you should do, because sometimes you can, kindle strife when everybody's just chilling. But sometimes, I think more than not, the brother is absolutely right. And it's just the things I explained was just the being circumspect with the situation instead of just diving in there with it, So let's get into the chapter of Sirach, chapter 28. It says, he that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord, and he will surely keep his sins in remembrance. You see, so if someone do you something, if somebody actually do you something and offends you too, don't seek, don't seek to get your lick back. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother say, everything should be resolution based. Where if the brother offended you, you just want to eliminate that problem, that energy, that vibration, and the opportunity of that brother doing it again. You know what I'm saying? So you address it. You don't address it like, you did this and I got to let you know what's up because I ain't no chump. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. Or, you're just trying to get your lick back, So it says, forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he have done unto thee. So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest. So, you know what I'm saying? I think it's good if a brother offend you, you know what I'm saying, to figure out what mindset the brother was in, why he did it, so, maybe that brother was bugging out, or maybe this is him in his personality, and you weren't used to it, you know, and how he handles situations, you know, because different personalities handle situations different ways, you know. From me being from a different state, really a different region of the country, you know, dealing with the brothers out here, you know, I used to get offended at things that they did because, you know, I'm from Louisiana, and that, you know, like the Southern hospitality is different. You know, the yes ma'am, no ma'am, the way we carry ourselves, something simple like if I'm talking, you know, how I was raised, if um, if someone comes up in the middle of the conversation, you would say, "Excuse me." You know, that's how I was raised. So, you know, me being where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, and I'm having a conversation with one of the brothers, and we was in talking about something important, and the brothers came in talking, and you know, I didn't get a like, oh, I was like, damn, you just gonna, you know what I'm saying, and it made me feel like the brother didn't have any manners, but you know what I'm saying, when I addressed the brother and I talked to him about it, and he basically told me about how they operate, you know what I'm saying, so. He didn't have any disrespectful intent. It's just where I'm from is disrespectful to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it made me feel like, okay, now I understand, you know what I'm saying? And for me, that's something, you know, that I can it ain't no big deal. That's just what they do. He don't mean no any disrespect from it. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm having a conversation important enough that he shouldn't interrupt, and all I gotta do, like the brother said, get off your chest right then and there and say, hey, hold your peace. You know what I'm saying? We'll, you know, let me finish this and then we'll get to that later. But we just talking, and it's in a conversation is worthy to be interrupted. You know, and we ain't really talking about nothing important. We just talking and chopping it up. You know, then yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, and then you got order also. You know, if it's just an older brother could come in and cut that shit right off and talk about what they got to talk about. You know, so that's just how it goes. Okay, it says, forgive thy neighbor. You know, our neighbors is the neighboring tribes, not talking about Esau and all these people. Don't revenge. You know, of course, we don't revenge ourselves upon Cain either, which is Esau, which is so-called white man, because he still has the curse of that mark, you know, that no man should touch him. Okay, but that curse is being lifted, you know, and we all will know as a nation, you know what I'm saying, and the world will know that that curse is going to be lifted. Okay, but it says, forgive thy neighbor, which is your neighboring tribes, Benjamin, Judah, Levi, Nephilim, no, not Nephilim, but Nephthalim, you know what I'm saying, and Reuben, and, you know, such on and so forth. It says that he hath done unto thee, so shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest, forgiven when thou prayest. So I wanted to get this in James real quick through the Spirit. You know, I kind of wanted to stick to that one chapter, but you know, because the scriptures is not only, you know, projective, and you know, you're not only uh, um, pointing at other people and telling them uh, what they're doing, but you also, you know, are, you know, observing yourself with these scriptures, and the scriptures apply to us also. So you can't get into the truth and feel like, you know, it's all about cutting other people with this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to see here. You have to basically I'm trying to find a word, but basically you have to eat the role. Basically, it has to go through you. It has to filter through you. You know, I'm a horrible multitasker. That's why this little gap of information stopped. But you have to filter it through you to know, you know, why things are being done, and you know what it means, and you know what I'm saying, to tell. That's why the scripture say, "Judge that you be not judged." Okay. Um, see here. I don't know if I'm spelling it right. It's like I don't like doing it. All right. I start in James chapter 2, verse 12. It says, "So speak ye, and so do, and as they that shall be judged by the law of liberty, for he shall have judgment without mercy that have shown no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment." So when you judge, when you go into that word judgment, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, Christians like to go, "Oh, only God can judge me," type of deal. But you know, you don't realize that the Lord sends men down here to judge through Him. Okay. The word judgment is crisis, a crisis. I think that was it.
Strong's G 2920. Crisis. Crisis.
All right, it says a separating, sundering, separation, a trial, contest, selection, judgment, opinion, or decision given concerning anything, concerning justice, injustice, right or wrong, sentence of condemnation, damnatory judgment, condemnation, and punishment. The College of Judges, a tribunal of 7 men, and in the several cities of Palestine, as this distinguished from the Sanhedrin, which had its seat at Jerusalem, right justice. So a couple ones pointed out to me. Once you go to judgment, it says opinion. The third column, it says opinion or decision given concerning anything. You know what I'm saying? So when it says verse 13, it says James 2 and 13, "For he shall have judgment without mercy." So it's an opinion or decision, how you feel or how a situation comes about without mercy, that have shown no mercy, and mercy rejoices against judgment. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you know, being compassionate and understanding toward a brother. But it's like you got to be prudent to operate like this. You got to be true, you know, because that's why my advice is to, you know, because the scriptures tell you, if you don't, you know what I'm saying, a wise man holdeth his tongue until you find a good season, and then he speak. You know, many men have something to say, but they don't say anything, and they are found wise, right? So it's like, you know, knowing when to say something. Sometimes you can pull a brother to the side. Sometimes you say it right then and there. Sometimes you just hold it, and then, you know, and then you kind of examine yourself before, you know, am I tripping? Am I getting emotional? Am I doing this? But sometimes brother be straight, you know, bugging, or sometimes you got to get it off, because it can, like the brother say, it can brew into something else. It definitely can, and that's really the worst that can happen with that. But if you, that's why I said, if you're strong enough spiritually, you should be able to diffuse that bomb within you, for lack of better words. You should be able to diffuse that bomb within you. But if it's something that seems like it's not going to stop, or if it's something that that needs to be addressed, then you address it. But sometimes it's just like, you know, brothers just being themselves, and they're not, you know, disrespecting or anything. It's just, you know, it's just probably how the situation came about. And it's like you're addressing everything, and it can get offensive, you see. So let's go on. It says in verse 3, it says, "One man beareth hatred against another, and doth he seek pardon from the Lord?" You know, so like the brother said, man, you get it off your chest because you don't want to bear hatred toward a brother. Cause that's what can happen if you just sit there and hold something in, you know, and it's sitting there, and you just like, I'm not going to say nothing, and you're not doing anything about it. If you're not going to say anything, then you have to have a reason to not say something. Maybe it's not the time, but don't hold it in. Maybe, you know, you're in front of other brothers, you pull them to the side or things like that. Maybe you don't say anything because once you know, you figure it out and be like, nah, that brother didn't mean anything by that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making it more than what it is. You know what I'm saying? And there ain't nothing but Satan. You cast that demon away. You know what I'm saying? Resist the devil, and he shall flee from you. But sometimes it's like, oh, nah, this brother bugging. You know, I'm not going to say nothing right now because we chilling. You know what I'm saying? But when later on, when I catch him one-on-one, I'm going to talk to him. Or sometimes the brother may be in the mood, you know, and you got to say it right then and there in front of everybody, because, you know, rebuke before all so others may fear. It's like a balance of knowing when to do it, and that's really the core of being that perfect man, is knowing when to do what and where. And we're not there yet, so, you know, even us ourselves, we're getting modes to where, you know, the flesh will take over and decide how you operate within that situation, you know, which means it's not going to be 100% right, you know. All right. Verse 4, he says, he showeth no mercy to a man which is like himself, right? And doth he ask forgiveness of his own sins? If he that is but flesh nourisheth hatred, who will entreat for pardon of his sins? So basically, if you're carrying that negative demeanor and you're expecting going to the Lord and expecting positivity, or you're going to you're just being your energy is just bad, man. You know, regardless if you got good intentions, just the way you're handling it and it's just bad, or you have hatred towards a brother, and you got malice, and you know, like, and then you go to the Lord and expect mercy, because we need a lot of it. We need a lot of it. We do a lot of praying for the kingdom to come that has to deal with mercy on us, because we don't know if we're going to make it. So it'll give you more confidence to come to the Lord when you're, you know, doing these to these little ones, because scriptures talk about offending little ones. So it's like, you know, and it also talks about order. So it's like, you know, you got to watch. What's your goal? Can't say you got to watch what you do, but what's your goal? Your goal has to be constructive towards it. And that's why I think, like, everybody should watch that lesson the brother did, because it's very important to get that shit off your chest. It's very important to do that process. What I'm doing here is explaining, just going in detail on how to do it. You know what I'm saying? How to get it off your chest. Sometimes you can do it eternally. Sometimes you do it right there out in the open. Sometimes you pull a person to the side. If you don't know how to do it, the best way to do it is just to do it directly on how you know how to do it. To say, you know, look, brother, you offended me. But don't just blare it out as soon as it happens, because it might be through emotion. It might not come out right. You know, if you've been brother's been married or had a rib, you know what I'm saying? Like, some shit needs to be said a different way, even though you have other ways you want to say it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, verse 6, it says, remember thy end, and let enmity cease. Remember corruption and death, and abide in the commandments. You know, so there's scriptures that tell you, you know, rebuke before all, that others may fear. And it also tells you that a man holdeth his tongue until he find opportunity, right? So in some scriptures, another scripture tell you, you know what I'm saying, hey, you know what I'm saying, you know, reveal not thy folly. You know, so you got to balance, and things are contextual, and situations of circumstance is a proper term for it. It says, remember the commandments, and bear no malice to thy neighbor, your brother, not the whole world. Remember the covenant of the highest, and wink at ignorance. You see, and ignorance just means to not know. So, like I said, with the situation with the brother coming up, and in the middle of a conversation, he don't know how I was raised. He don't know that. So if a brother offend you and they don't know, you're supposed to wink at that. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to really take that to heart, or take it, you know, as blunt as you want it to be, or you assumed it to be, as though he did know. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you come inside a brother's house, and in your house you wear shoes, and in another brother's house you don't wear shoes. You know what I'm saying? You just walk in there and the brother just click out on you. Hey man, come on man, where all that, man? Take them shoes off, man. You clicking off on the brother, like, that shit ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? The brother might be walking and chilling, and it's been times brothers will come in, they have their shoes, and I let them settle down and everything, and I be like, hey brother, you know, you take your shoes off on me. You know what I'm saying? We got a spot over here. You know, I don't whoa and do all that, because especially if this is a new brothers that's coming in, I want them to, you know, get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my whole goal. You know, I don't want to disrupt my goal because of rules at times. You know what I'm saying? That can be not bent or adjusted, but understood. You know, wink at the ignorance. You know, so when the brothers sit down and then, you know, hey, you need some water, but whoop, hey, let me get y'all brothers shoes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put over here where we normally put the shoes at. And brothers ain't, you know, some brothers ain't, I ain't gonna say some brothers ain't coming in here like fuck, like Dave Chappelle playing Rick James, you know, fuck your couch, nigga. It ain't that. You know, brothers just don't know. And if you mention it, the brother's gonna be like, oh, shit, you know what I'm saying? But if I sit there and be like, wait, the brother's gonna, you know, as soon as you come in here, that's the first thing you get. It's like, damn, hold up, do this, oh, it's rules. Nah, man, you want a brother what's my goal when I have people come over my house, and any brother, is a brother should, you know, get comfortable, man. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be, you know, creating that energy. So I just want to bring that out, man. It says, verse 8, it says, abstain from strife, and thou shalt diminish thy sins. For a furious man will kindle strife. A sinful man disquieteth friends, and maketh debate among them that be at peace. You know, which is the verse I quoted. You know what I'm saying? It says, as the matter of the fire is, so it burneth, and as a man's strength is, so is his wrath, and according to his riches his anger riseth, and the stronger they are which contend, the more they will be inflamed. So it's like the more ability you have, it's like the more you'll go in and disrespect. You know, it's just like with these younger brothers coming in, man. You know, you over the brother and you just talking to him. He's doing retarded shit he don't know, and you're just sunning him. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't do that to brothers. You know what I'm saying? You know you understand. You came from that same walk. You know what I'm saying? You want that same mercy because you're dealing with a higher power that's offended at you every fucking day. You know, knowing that you should be doing things at certain times and with certain opportunities, and you're not taking advantage of them. And this is on a high level, you know, or just dealing with the apostles, or for me, apostles in the Zaquan amongst us, or our elders, you know what I'm saying, or any high-ranking brother, or any brother that's able to give me that admonishment and give me that that I would expect mercy from, you know what I'm saying, or wish to have mercy from. Can't say expect, but wish to have mercy from. You know, when it's my turn, you know, when the tables are turned, I want that same mercy. The thing that should be going through your head is like, damn, I don't be showing nobody no mercy under my rank. You know, I'm treating them like shit, so let me just eat this. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to be. But if you're a merciful brother, then, you know what I'm saying, you know, you'll be confident to expect it, or, you know what I'm saying, and if you don't get it, then that's the Lord's will, you know, because it's a finicky thing. It's a fickle or fragile thing. That's the word I'm looking for, fragile, is that, you know, you don't want to offend a little one, but at the same time, you don't want to be holding your tongue and not, you know, letting the spirit express itself. But you got to know where's the spirit of the flesh, okay? It says, and the stronger they are, Salakia, verse 11, it says, and hasty contention kindleth the fire, and a hasting fighting sheddeth blood. So it's just telling you, if you're quick to, you know, if it happens and you just jump on it and you don't filter it, you don't process it, you don't analyze yourself, you don't do none of that, and you just come out with it, you know, you just basically just want to fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you really just looking for it. It's like your spirit probably in that space of like, you know, just trying to hack at everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, to a hammer, everything looks like a nail, basically. You know, you know what I'm saying? Which is a very good quote. To a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Don't be a hammer to everything, you know? Verse 12, it says, if thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched. And both these come out of thy mouth, both of them. You know what I'm saying? What's your goal? Your goal is to make, you know, brothers, you know, kind of, you know, when they come by you or around you, they kind of like, I don't want to say anything because I don't know if this brother get offended, you know, or you want to be a brother that, you know, you don't want to be that brother that if I come around you, you know, you're not going to tell me the truth. You're not going to let me know what's up and be honest with me. You know, that trust issues, you know, like trust issues, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's why you know, you don't want to be that brother. You want to be honest. You want to, when a brother having a problem, be like, I know this brother tell me what's up. He'll let me know what's on his chest immediately, and he does it in the right fashion. So I'm gonna go to him for advice when I do the dumbest of things, or when I'm struggling with something. And sometimes, you know, you'll be struggling with something, and it's something dumb, but it's like, you know, you're struggling with it nonetheless. So you don't want to deal with a brother that's just, you know, man, what the fuck wrong with you, man? You stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And you are being stupid, but it's just like goddamn, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, brother shouldn't be walked by the hand. It's like a balance to it, you know? So it's like, you know, you want to be a brother that's approachable. You want to be a brother that's honest. You want to be a brother that when you look at brothers, you enjoy their company. You enjoy their spirit. Not, you know, looking at brothers and like, man, here he come. Because you haven't handled a situation that was a while back. So it's like you clear the air so you can really enjoy the brotherhood. And you do it right. You know what I'm saying? Our walk in this thing is to be, you know, try to be as pure as we possibly can, as the Lord will allow us to be. You know what I'm saying? So verse 13 says, curse the whisperer and double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace. So what does that mean to be double tongued? Is basically to, you know, a brother's you know, I pride myself on anything I say to somebody else about a brother, I have to say it to him, you know, in the exact same fashion. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, man, hey, man, that brother did such and such, man. He bugging, you know, and then when he comes back, just like I had an actual situation, you know what I'm saying? And it's not nothing offensive or anything. It's just that, like I said, I'm not a double tongued person. I pride myself on not being that. And basically, the brother was going to the store for something to get like a smoothie or something to eat and shit. And you know, I said, hey, the brother was like, man, what's the closest smoothie place? One of the brothers asked, and then the other brother said, man, there's one in the such and such area. Now, the area that he was talking about was the same area I was talking about, but it was deeper. It was in the core of it. You know what I'm saying? But mine was talking about right there, right across the street from where we stayed. But it was like a new plaza that set up. And it was like, we looking for some smoothies. You know what I'm saying? He said, there's one in the Exarban area. But what I was talking about was like right on the border of the Exarban area. So I said, there's one right there. You talking about the one that's right there? And he was like, nah. Yeah, he was like, yeah, and he basically was like, you're not hearing me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're not hearing me. You know, so the brother left. You know what I'm saying? And I told the brother, I said, that brother wasn't even he wouldn't even listen to me when I told him, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he understood. So when he came back, you know what I'm saying, and the brother came in, I said, hey, brother, I don't think you understood that what I was trying to tell you, that it was the clothing. And then he understood. It was like, yeah, man, I should have listened to you, because you were talking about one that was way closer than what we was talking about. Because the reason why I mentioned it, because they were talking about traffic, there's nowhere to park when you go deep into that area. So that situation, even though it didn't get resolved, the clarity got resolved to the point I'm not like, oh, this brother don't listen to me when I say something, and he's not like, oh, this brother always trying to tell, you know, I know what I'm talking about, he don't trust me and this and that. You know what I'm saying? That type of aspect. Once the clarity got cleared, it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Me, I should have explained it more with been more definitive in my explanation, and on his part, you know, just try to hear what I'm saying instead of assuming. And we both got that clarified. So, you know, we cool after that. There's not a demon lingering after that, or animosity lingering after that. It says, verse 14, it says, a backbiting tongue has disquieted many and driveth them from nation to nation. Strong cities have to pull down and overthrown the houses of great men. You know, and it's like that. You know, you shouldn't want to, if you say something behind somebody's back, better say it to their face. You should have the obligation and that respect to that person. You know, if you got the balls to say it behind their back, the same energy you should say it in their face. You know what I'm saying? And if you're coming across as an asshole to them, then you shouldn't be talking behind their back like that. You know what I'm saying? So have it. If you could say it to their face and it comes across with clarity and smoothness, have you said it behind their back, that's how it should be. But you should never say it, yeah, man, this brother's retarded and shit like that, and he's hard-headed, and whoa, and then he comes like, hey, brother, I don't feel like you listen that much, No, man, say that same shit, like, don't do that, If you got to do it like that, then you shouldn't be talking like that behind the brother back. So, you don't want to be a backbiter. You don't want to be a backbiter on a level you saying he this and he that in a negative sense, and then when he comes, you praising him. You know what I'm saying? Nah, especially if you're praising him in the same area you're disrespecting him in. A lot of people do that in Hollywood, to where they'll get on interviews and they'll disrespect the person, and then they'll send their PR and say, I want to apologize behind scenes. No, you're being double-tongued. You had me on live TV in front of everybody disrespecting me, and then call me on a personal conversation. Nah, let's apologize to me on national TV like you disrespecting me, It says, and they do that, and especially the media. They're renowned for that. Okay, verse 16 says, Whoso hearken unto it shall never find rest, and never dwell quietly. The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. Well is he that is defended from it, and hath not passed through the venom thereof. Whoso hath not drawn the yoke thereof, nor have been bound in her bands. For the yoke thereof is a yoke of iron, and the bands thereof are the bands of brass. So it's like, this is, you don't want to get caught in that. That's what women get caught in. You see when they just can't hang around this person because one was backbiting the other, and then they want to hang around each other, and it creates a problem that's not even worth dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And you just watch Bad Girls Club and all these other shows and shit, and you see it. It's like, man, I don't want to deal with this, type of energy, and y'all want to hang with each other. You want to be positive, and they just can't. And then it just comes out, and it comes out with, they like to say, it's venom, the venom, And it says, the death thereof is sin and evil death. The grave were better than it. It shall not have rule over them that fear the Most High, neither shall they be burned with the flame thereof. Such as forsake the Lord shall fall into it, and it shall burn them, and burn in them, and not be quenched. It shall be sent upon them as a lion, and devour them as a leopard. So if you, basically the laws, it tells you the commandments. It said earlier, speaking of verse 6 and 7 says, remember thy end, and let enmity cease. Remember corruption and death, and abide in what? The commandments. Remember the commandments, and bear no malice to thy neighbor. Remember the covenant of the highest, and wink at ignorance. Remember? So it says that right there. So it's saying that the man of the Lord, a man that fear the Most High, should not fall into that, because it's telling you how to solve the problem. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember the commandments. This whole chapter is commandments, telling you how to stop it, how to resolve it. You know what I'm saying? How not to get even caught into having a art with a brother. It's about, hey, man, if a brother do something offensive, you find the right time to tell him. And if it's something you can get over, if it's something that won't happen repeatedly, or if it's something that's just a cultural thing, then you can brush that shit off, man. Get over that shit, man. Everything ain't that deep, and some things needs to be addressed. And you gotta have that. You gotta know when to do it and have the balls to do it the right way. Because sometimes it takes balls to tell a brother about himself. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, damn, I don't wanna, have the brother be taken back. You want to be cool with all the brothers. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you gotta handle things. Verse 24 says, look that thou hedge thy possession about with thorns, and bind up thy silver with gold, and weigh thy words in a balance, and make a door and a bar for thy mouth. Beware thou slide not by it, lest thou fall before him that lieth in wait. who is that live and waited? You know, Satan, man, or the whatever that demon's on is wanting quarrel amongst the brothers, is wanting disruption amongst the brothers. So yeah, Satan in the way, he giggling and shit. Look at these niggas. Yeah, man. Oh, I'm about to turn it up. You know what I'm saying? So it said, weigh thy words in the balance, and make a bar, and make a door and a bar for thy mouth, which goes to get this scripture real quick. Spelled it wrong. So I get James 3:2. It says, for in many things we offend all. And if any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man. See, when we're not perfect, so you're gonna offend in word, you're gonna offend in things that you do, and able also to bridle the whole body. You know what I'm saying? And to bridle, it says, behold, we put bits in horses' mouths, and they also may obey us, and we turn about their body. Behold, also the ships, which though they be so great, are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whosoever the governor lifts this. So even so the tongue is a little member, and boasts of great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. For every kind of beasts, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and have been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Therewith bless we the Most High, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of the Most High. Out of the same mouth proceeded blessings and cursings. My brethren, these things ought not to be so to be. Doth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? You know, so it's basically saying, out of the mouth, control your mouth, because the bridle, when you bridle a horse, you put something in its mouth to steer him. You know what I'm saying? So it's telling you to bridle your body, and mainly to bridle your mouth. Just because I had someone tell me, I'm just keeping it real. Just because honest don't make it right, man. Sometimes some things ain't to be said to somebody, because that's like, you know, it's like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. Why would you tell somebody that? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta learn how to bridle your tongue. You gotta learn how to say what you gotta say when you gotta say it. You know what I'm saying? The proper way. You gotta let things filter. You gotta say things. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you don't have to say a thing. You know, see here. I'm looking for this precept. So like, I gotta get this precept, since I then came up a couple times, so might as well get it and get it over with. I guess it's two of them. So I'm gonna get both of them. I'm gonna get Sirach 32 and 7. It says, "Speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art twice asked. Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth, and yet holdeth his tongue. If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them. And when ancient men are in place, use not many words." So when you're, and I have to, that's something I struggle with at times. I'll be talking to Quayam, and it's like, they don't talk much. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you try to hold the conversation. So, but at the same time, you don't want to talk much. You know what I'm saying? So within that conversation, you should be doing more listening than talking. You know what I'm saying? And you can know everything because whatever they're saying, you could have read it. You know the scripture, like you're talking to somebody or you're talking to an elder, and he's telling you and he's quoting the scripture, and you're like, yeah, that's Jeremiah such and such. Like, nah, like, duh, like, just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? But that's one, but that applies to elder brothers. But there's a specific one that I want to get. Yeah, there we go. Thought it was after the chapter I was reading, but it's before it. Salakia Akim for that gap. Sirach chapter 20 verse 1, it says, "There's reproof that is not calmly." So just like the brother was saying, when you're addressing somebody, you're reproving them. That's your intentions, to correct them or to bring a situation to light. "Some man holdeth his tongue." It says again, "Some man holdeth his tongue, and he is wise. It is much better to reprove than to be angry secretly, and he that confesseth his fault shall be preserved from hurt." So even if it's like a reproof, you're correcting them, or if you confess your fault, saying, "Look, brother, when you did this, I was mad, and I was just being carnal, Salakia." You know what I'm saying? Just putting that energy, just killing that energy, man. You have to do that. You don't, the main thing to this lesson is basically killing that vibration, that evil vibration of a bad communication, not corrupt communication, because corrupt communication is basically, twisting scriptures and things like that. You know what I'm saying? It says, "How good is it when thou art reproved to show repentance, for so shalt thou escape what? Willful sin." So it tells you, when you reprove, when a brother comes to you and tells you what you did wrong, nobody's want to hear that. Or saying, you know what I'm saying, especially out the blue, or you know what I'm saying, you don't want to hear that. But and it's needed. It's something. If you're a man of the Lord, you're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, let me hear you. Let me actually hear you. Don't hear it, brother, like come, hey, and do what you're supposed to say what you're supposed to say, and do what you're supposed to do, just to get that person out of your face physically, or to get that spirit out of your face physically. No, you're supposed to do it because when you get that person out of your face, I don't mean that spirit left. You know what I'm saying? Or that demon, of division and anger and you know what I'm saying, has left. It's still there. You just got rid of that messenger that was helping to defuse that bomb. You know what I'm saying? If you sit there and actively listen to that brother and say, okay, so why would you say when I did this and this and that? So next time, okay, I got you. I follow. You feel me? That actively listen. Don't just listen to hear it and say the right things to get that person out your face. Come. Yeah. And then salute them. And just then in your mind, you still like, man, whatever. It says, "How good is it when thou art reproved to show repentance, for so shalt thou escape willful sin. As is the lust of an eunuch to deflower a virgin, so is he that executeth judgment with violence." So it goes back to how you're executing your judgment. Are you doing it mercifully? Or are you doing it constructively? There is one that keepeth silence and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. You know, just you constantly, you know, if you're full of words, you know what I'm saying? From explaining yourself to always coming and you got something, a problem with this or this and that. It's twofold. It's all about diffusing that demon of division and hate towards your brother, or any type of negative carnal vibe towards your brother, because we are not meant to be like that around each other. We're meant to, this is the closest thing to heaven we're going to get to, or the kingdom of heaven we're going to get to, is amongst each other. So we are destroying anything that disrupts that, you know, through the spirit. He says a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. He that useth many words shall be abhorred, and he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated. So basically, you feel like you got the, you know, the authority to tell somebody something that you shouldn't. You know, for example, it's a very finicky thing, or not finicky, a fragile thing, when you talk about finances, you know, with brothers, you know, like some I really don't deal with it, but at the same time, you know, if it's affecting the camp, you know, or how brothers deal with their woman, you know what I'm saying? You don't tell nobody, you know what I'm saying, how to deal with their woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, you shouldn't talk to her like that. Hey, man, don't tell no brother that, man. Ain't your authority, you know what I'm saying? So that's like, for that example, don't butt your head in people's business. If it offends you how a brother talk to his woman, don't tell no brother how to handle his woman. You know what I'm saying? Unless he just, you know, going off. Like, I'm talking about, you know, the bitch is a stud and shit. Like, man, I'll be fucking with that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know, like, or she, you know, like, I ain't gonna say that she's a stud, like her brother's into one, but, you know, you see the stud ways or stuff like that, or, you know what I'm saying, something that's detrimental to your righteousness, and something that's detrimental to the camp. But if a brother is his flavor is different from how your flavor is, or how you deal with women, if you're a little serenading type of cat and you don't believe in talking to women, but if a brother's on his woman, like, you know, talking to her crazy, and you know what I'm saying, or not, can't say crazy, talking to her, you know, rough, but that's just how they talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's how their relationship is. You know, hey, that's on you. You know, only thing you can admonish a brother to, if a brother's going through something, and you know, and it's not helpful to the camp. But if a brother, you see a brother going through something, he in his woes, in his bottle because of it, like, hey man, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, you know. But outside of that, man, if a brother, you know, checking his woman, and he be like, hey man, don't be talking to no female like that, dog. Like, ain't your fucking business. You know, don't be telling me how to talk to my woman. So that's the same thing. He that useth many words shall be abhorred, and he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated. So that's pretty much it. I just hope that was edifying to you, brothers. Again, I would advise you, brothers, to watch that lesson. Again, I'll put it in the description. The name of the lesson is man, I had it in my histories. See, it said in my YouTube, man. But communication, you know, get it off your chest. Yep, get that shit off your chest. Hey, with that being said, I want to say call hello to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash Barakatah. I want to give double honors to our apostles who are elders who rule well. Say blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching, enduring truth, sincerity. Shalom.